Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different for you from my normal videos of books, etc. Here you'll see a case, a very old-fashioned case. It's the upside down position because it's got a label on. It's Dolmetsch Recorders, which is what was obviously in this case many years ago. You may remember from school, if you were learning recorder, you may well have learned on a Dolmetsch recorder. However, in this case is something that a lot of people, especially we women of a certain age, always really like to see online. It is my complete collection of paper dolls. They're all in here, and so we're going to take a look at them and see what we find. I'll just get ready with my little display. If we open this case, and you'll see me just flip it over in a minute. We're now going to take a look inside. What we first of all see is we see a list of all the dolls that I have, and they were all given a name by me. One of my other interests, which may be strange to some people, was the names and collecting of names, the variations of the names, etc. And every one of my dolls has got their own individual name. That's the list there. This list here is a list of just their first names and the outfits or costumes that they have each. They have outfits and costumes. Sometimes they put on little plays. This next item is the original book that I had. And as you can see, it says Dressing Dolls, because I didn't call my dolls paper dolls. I called them dolly dressings. And here, if we take a look at the first page, and remember I wrote this years ago, is all my dolls are in compartments, and each compartment is divided up, and you can see which dolls live in which compartment. I've never thought of it before, but I'm clearly well into filing and categorising here, and maybe that was a sign I didn't realise years ago that would be part of my life later. So we're moving on. Here is the first compartment. Here it is. And the first doll is Jean. I typed out all their names onto pieces of paper, and here she is, introducing Jean Joyce Strong. And we'll take Jean out and have a look at her and all her outfits. Here she is. I think I've missed one. There we are. Here is Jean. If we look at her and we turn her round, all my dolls had stands made for them and their name was written on the back. I don't know how many other people did that with their dolls. And there she is standing just there. The first outfit that we have for her is clearly one of the costumes that she had for one of the many pantomimes that she used to do years ago. And that is, whoops daisy, I think it's the Queen of Hearts. Along with some that I made that aren't brilliant. A yellow and red dress combo. I think that's another one for a pantomime. And here's one my brother used to make me some in the days when it was rainy, etc. And that's definitely an outfit from the 70s and definitely one that he made. My mum also made different outfits. But here we have also, she was clearly going to be print in a panto. I think that is a skirt. Here's a dress. If you remember, they were all the rage in the 70s. Long dresses to go out in. There's one. Another strange combo that I made. That's definitely another groovy outfit. Shorts and t-shirts one. Another odd one done by me. And here's another, clearly a panto outfit. It looks like it's meant to be Robin Hood or something, I'm not sure what. If you remember back in the days of wallpaper books, that's one I've made out of a wallpaper book. And again we have another panto outfit. A waitress. Another long dress made by my mum. And a winter outfit that my mum made. And that's Jean. That's all her outfits. And if we go along to the next one, we will be introducing, take Jean's name off. And swap it for, this is Karen. Karen Ann Morgan. Another interesting set of names. For anybody that will remember the Twinkle comic, here is most of the ones I've got from Twinkle. Here is the first one that I'm showing you. I called her Karen. Let's have a look at Karen's outfit. And let's find a nice little outfit to wear. Talking of those dresses that my mum made for evenings out, here's one that Karen can put on. There, she looks much better dressed up. That's what I've made for her. Clearly that is a very 70s sort of, possibly part of a trouser suit, as we used to call them. An orange dress. That's definitely a 70s going out dress. There's some very weird combinations here. Very 60s dress. Karen has a lot of long dresses. Here's another one that Mum made. This time it's a pink one. And another pink one. And again a wallpaper dress, which was quite fashionable back then. A wallpaper dress again. And these were quite common in my dolls. They had a very big interest in ballet. There's a ballet dress. And a lovely, probably what you would wear for Sunday school dress. And that's all of Karen's outfits. And there she is. So she'll say goodbye to you, will Karen? And we'll get the next one out. And that is Leslie Althea Emery. That's a bit of a mouthful. I've had to try all sorts of different combinations, and again you'll see that she's another Twinkle doll, and for some reason her stand has disappeared. I'm going to have to stand her on here. I don't know what's happened there. And as you can see, they all came with different underwear on. She's even carrying a dolly. I don't know what to say if her stand is even in here. That's a bit of a sad thing for Leslie. Again, we have a long dress. A dress that's definitely out of the 70s. And here's one of the outfits that actually came with the doll in the magazine. And she's carrying a doll there, and this one's actually one of her original dresses, where she's actually carrying the doll. I'll put that on her there. That's the dress, and she even has the matching coat to that. I'm trying to be very careful with it because it's the original paper. That's the matching coat for that outfit. Again, there's a ballet dress. The dress I made for her again. And another one I made. A long dress, of course. I think that's for the winter season, I would say. And two other homemade dresses. So yes, poor old Leslie has lost her stand. Don't know what's happened to that. It's a bit sad for her. That is the first 3 compartments. So we move on now to the next set of compartments. We'll see what we find. This compartment is a pink compartment. And this dolly is called Kathy Enid Blake. Now, there's a few of my dolls called Enid, and for people who don't know, that's my mum's name, and I'm using it here as a middle name. And I don't know what the obsession with that is. Actually, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong name. Because I've got them in the wrong compartments. So we'll start with compartment 2, and that's Betty Eve Morton. Don't know why she's called Betty. Clearly got her mixed up with Enid, put her in the wrong compartment, looking at the middle name instead of the first name. So here's Betty's outfit. It's surprising what you find when you start looking. She has got a very, very beautiful ballet dress that came with her. It's not one that was made. And here we are. There's her lovely ballet dress. I've attempted to make a dress there for her. This is a very nice one. I clearly didn't make this. This is a poncho and a matching pair of trousers. That's definitely 70s. Oh, Betty's fallen over now. They are very delicate, I have to say. It's been a long time since I've had them out. They're very delicate. There she is. This is another dress that came with her. And again, as we are clearly seeing, another evening dress for her. And like we had the pink one, we have a blue one. And some writing on this one. It wasn't done by me. It's clearly a waitress outfit for going out in or something, or a costume, and it's got writing on. Somebody's written slurp on it, and some other weird thing. Maybe it was to do with some production, I'm not sure. So that is actually Betty, and we'll get Kathy out in a minute. But I know that Betty's head is getting a little bit delicate. Probably had too much to drink, ha ha. now she's got older. So here we go, we'll try again with Kathy. Here we are, Kathy. And as she's called Kathy, I think, because that's what her actual name is. Yes, that's right. I don't know quite when I got her or where I got her from. She's clearly out of some magazine and her name is on the bottom of her. It actually says Kathy. And again, I've given her middle name after my mum. And as usual, we want to give her an outfit. But that's the long dress again, the standard long dress that they all had to have. They all had to have a dress made for them. That's that one. Here's one of the outfits she came with, which is a very 60s sort of green dress. But she also, again, she has several ballet dresses. The blue and the yellow, I'll say they're quite worn now, these. Some red and blue outfit and yet another ballet dress. This time it's a sort of a lilac-y colour. Now she must have been a very big name in the world of ballet. Here's her sort of strange ballet costume for must be some modern ballet that they were doing. That's that outfit. And that's her summer, if I slide that along a bit, that's her summer outfit with her scarf and shorts. And then what else does she come with? Oh yes, like the green one, she's got the red one, slightly different. Yet another ballet dress. She's clearly very into ballet. A yellow dress. Oh, and she has a nice blue coat. Presumably that's for going out to the opera in or something, I don't know. And one finally that I've made for her, an orange one. That's the sum total of Kathy's outfit. She hasn't got very many at all. So we'll move on and we'll get the right one out again in a minute. We'll take those off there. There's obviously a well-known major star in the world of Dollyland, and that's my phone just going bing bong. Some boring email or other. Right, and so we get the third person out of the compartment, which should be, yes, Joanne Helen Morton. I did like to play with the names a lot, and I think, oh, she's a different one, I don't recognise her. Oh, and yes, oh dear, she's almost falling apart, her head's falling off, her arm has actually come off, but she is still standing. I don't know what's happened to her arm. This just shows you that my dolls were loved by me and played with an awful lot, as they should be. Another one that I've made. Another odd combination that I've made. And again, the usual long dress for the evening. Again in blue. And I'll try and put this one on her. This is one that came with her. A nice green dress. Obviously it's not going to fit her very well because she's lost her arm. She had a nice winter outfit here. This is very nice. So I suppose if you wanted to, you could put that on the top because it's kind of like, it replaces her lost arm. Again, another dress. Another one of, clearly that's mine, again from a wallpaper book. That looks like a very sort of Elizabethan type of gown. Then two more outfits that she came with. A lovely yellow summer dress. And bit like a sailor dress, that one. And one that I've made that I think is really quite groovy. I think it represents the 70s. And that is poor old Joanne with the one arm. And I don't know where the arm is. So we'll put her carefully back in there, because I don't know how long she's going to last. But she's obviously a very brave girl. Get her in. And we move on to a third compartment. This one's very interesting because it's in, again, it's different wallpaper. It's a bit of fun wallpaper by the looks of it. And we get to, well, Susan would be very boring if she was just called Susan Smith. But in the middle I've decided to call her Blanche. Susan Blanche Smith, so I'm sure that she enjoyed having that middle name. But she's looking definitely a bit of a state. She's a bit old, as you can see. She's very, very worn, and I don't know why she's that colour. And again, she's had to have her neck fastened on because her head is clearly going to come off. Once again, demonstrating that she's being very well used. Here we have a lovely yellow dress for the evening. As I say, the definite evening dress. This must be some nightwear. I think she's playing, it looks like an oboe or something. And once again, yet again, we have the wallpaper dress. A red one, which is clearly some kind of beach wear. I'm trying to find one to put on that will look nice on her. This one will be nice. This must be like a going out for the weekend dress, because it's a nice little simple little dress, very pretty. We have the obligatory ballet dress, another dotty dress, and some kind of skirt and cardigan combination that I've obviously done, and that's all that she has. So that is Susan, who was again rather worn. And so we move on to the next one. I don't know where I get all these combinations of names from. Some of them are clearly from people that I knew at school but mixed up. And I don't know where this one name is come from at all. I didn't know anybody at school called Georgina. I did know somebody called Mary. And I don't know where Silcox comes from. But she's called Georgina Mary Silcox. And actually, I think this is a doll that my mum made years ago. It's certainly not from any magazine or comic, as you can see, and it looks like one that my mum has made. So maybe there's a reason that she's called Georgina Mary. I don't know. I think there's anything else left in the bottom. No, that's it. What have we got that Georgina can wear? We've got a little summer outfit, little tiny one. Again, the obligatory long dress that I think I did that one. Here's one that she came with, possibly, from that my mum found in another magazine. It's a red and white stripy dress. But this is one that she's definitely made. And this is Georgina's school uniform. Back in the day when you wore pinafore dresses to school. And she's got lovely plaits, but they get in the way of putting the outfit on. Have to be very careful. And we'll turn around so you can see her with the outfit on. There, that looks much better. She really is an amazing work of art, really. Here's two sort of made by my mum I suppose you'd call them trouser suits back in the day. This is interesting. Again, that's a very 70s outfit. One with her initial on. Oh, no, she's fallen over. Oh dear, Georgina. Again, some more outfits that my mum must have found, and she must have made her to the size. She's very clever. Here's a little blue one with a little ribbon. And there's one here with obviously a anorak, etc. And two more that my mum must have made. This is one of the original ones that she must have made. A little tiny one with a little dress with a rabbit. Again, the obligatory long dress. She doesn't have a ballet dress, doesn't Georgina? Another plain dress. This is clearly one that my brother made. Must have been rainy days when we did that. Another, luckily, long dress. Oh, she's fallen over. So just, oh, there we are. So she's obviously very special, is Georgina, because she's her own individual, unique dolly. There will be some more of those later. Oh, and a last dress that I didn't show you. That one of Georgina. I'll put Georgina back in. And we come on to Marie Sarah Morgan. All got different combinations of names. And again, this is another Twinkle dolly. And you'll see she has yet another different set of underwear on. But she's actually got shoes and socks on, so she's ready to go out somewhere. I don't know where. Here's obviously the reason she's got that underwear on is because this long dress is from the comic and, or the magazine if you want to call it that. That's how that fits, like so. She's got this really nice long dress that she's wearing there. She's even got something on in her hand, I think, that side. That's her in her actual dress. I think there must be some more of those in here. Let's have a look. Well, again, we have the obligatory long dress. Green one. And a pink one. And because she's got her hand up, my mum has added a little bouquet of flowers. There were a lot of those kind of bouquets for bridesmaids in those days. One that I've made, I don't quite know what that is. Very strange looking outfit. Oops. And again, another obligatory long dress. It appears, for some reason, that Marie has only got one outfit from her Twinkle comic. But at least she's got one of the original ones. Now that's all of Marie. Take her away. And that's all out of that compartment. I'll put Marie safely back in and her dresses. And we'll look at the next lot. And this one is called Bonnie Isabel Halliwell. One of my friends will appreciate the name, and there are some paper dolls called Bonnie. It's actually from the Bonnie comic, if anybody remembers that. Came free, and I got two of those identically. I got two of them because they were free. And here she is. This is actually Bonnie from the comic Bonnie. Again, another one's had to have her neck repaired, and in her case, she's had to have her knees repaired. Again, demonstrating that she was used a lot. It was such an excitement at the time. We heard there was a new comic coming out called Bonnie, and it had a free paper doll with costumes and outfits to collect. And I think I got one, my mum and dad bought me one, and I think my grandma bought me the other one. This is one of her original costumes. It's a dressing gown, and she's got a doll with her. So here's Bonnie Helliwell. As I say, back in the days when comics and magazines were the big thing, it's a shame that they aren't now, because I'm sure they would do really well, I think. I made a lot of outfits for her myself, especially this green and purple and orange outfit. I was quite proud of that when I made it at the time. One here that I think my brother must have made. This one, she's got a long dress and a poncho with her initial on it. And this is one of the other outfits she got, which I really like. This was her with her, if you remember back in the day, we had trouser suits that looked like just like this. She's got a trouser suit on and a rabbit. Again, another groovy costume. Another long dress, again, with her name on, Bonnie. She has so many of these. One with drawn with cherries on, or one with just a plain yellow. One that is interesting with an arrow on, very sort of 60s. Several more odd ones by me, and this is one that my mum did. It's some kind of dancing tunic, but it's not a ballet dress. Then there was definitely, if you look at this, 70s flares. The obligatory long dress. This is very strange. It's some kind of early tracksuit outfit. Then we have a red dress. A multicoloured outfit. Another multicoloured outfit. A strange shorts and top thing. Pink thing. Another sort of shorts and top combination. Here again are some more of her original own clothes. This one is a coat with a bag and an umbrella. This one has a ball. That's all the original outfits done. And then there's a yellow and a yellow skirt and a red top. And I think I had a similar thing, but not with all these pictures. These pictures on it, purple trouser suit combination. And if I look very carefully, and it says Bonnie Girl on it crossed out. At first, I thought it said Donny Girl, which wouldn't have surprised me, except that it's spelt with an IE. When I look closely, it's a B, because I would never have spelt Donny with an IE. But it does say Bonnie. So that's Bonnie. There's another Bonnie somewhere. I don't know quite when she's going to appear, but it appears she's going to do. We'll put the clothes back in there. And we'll put Bonnie back in with her dressing gown on. So that's Bonnie. And then we come to the middle one. I'm just going to check that I've got this right. I can't in fact find the doll. Can I? Oh yes, I can. Yep, here she is. She has a lot of outfits. I mean, there are just tons of outfits for her. And she's actually called Jilly Measures. And the reason she's called Jilly is, again, like Kathy, she's from a magazine, and she has her name at the bottom, and the stand is coming off again because she's quite old. And Jilly and Kathy are much more sophisticated than most of my dolls. They were probably some of the older girls in the shows. I think Kathy's older than Jilly. I think Jilly's the younger sister. Again, she has the ballet dress. She has a bit of a posh blue, definite 60s vibe dress. And here she has, this must be her Sunday outfit as they would call it back in the day. It's a yellow jacket and skirt. If I can get it on her, I will. Again, you've got to be very careful because it's very, very delicate. So I'll just put it on carefully. That's her wearing the outfit. As you can see, that the stand has now come off her altogether. So I'll stand her on there. But that's what the outfit that's what she would look like in the outfit. That's her little stand. I must look after that. And she has lots of lovely outfits. Again, she must have been a ballet star. Another blue one. A purple and a green. And what you would call back in the day pedal pushers, and a t-shirt. This is interesting. She's actually got a couple of, and this is a bit racy. I don't know who drew these. Bikinis. That one and that one. The obligatory long dress. Another wallpaper dress. Wallpaper, books of wallpaper were very useful back in the day. Another green outfit like Kathy's ballet outfit. Definitely some kind of production. And one that I've made. Again, a definite 70s vibe poncho and trousers. So that is poor old Jilly, who's, again, falling apart. She'll save her stand, and hopefully, in good time, I will repair her. Because it is such a shame, really, that she's had that problem. Now, this is different. I think this is one that we must have been on holiday or something at the time, because I didn't make this one. It's a boy, and he's called Jimmy Pete Simpson. And here he is. He's definitely a 70s kid. Don't know why he was called that. I've no idea. And I think he's only got a few outfits. That's Jimmy. Can only find 3, I think it is. Oh yeah. Well, that's definitely 70s. We've put this one on him. He looks like some kind of kid rocker. I suppose Jimmy Pete sounds like a rocker. And I didn't make this outfit either, but here he is in his flares and his platform shoes. There he is. And he's got another groovy outfit there. And this one has even got Jimbo on it. And I wonder where that came from. And that's Jimmy. Again, I don't know the history of Jimmy and why he came to be. There he is. It makes a change to have a boy doll in all of this. And I think this will be the last one for today. This compartment is very worn, as you can see, and it will probably have to be repaired at some point. And we come on to this one. It will be Helen that's coming out. Helen Zoe Beecroft. I didn't know anybody back in the day called Zoe, but this is another one that my mum made, a different one. I used to love her. I thought she was so cute. There she is. And of course all her dresses and outfits are homemade because she's homemade. She has all sorts of very, very odd costumes. There's one. Just trying to find one that she can wear. This is what she came with. For anybody that remembers, long capes. My mum did actually have a red velvet cape. And I once wore it over a bridesmaid's dress to keep me warm. It was rather long, but I wore it. And there's Helen in her cape. And she has the shorts and t-shirts. A dress here, it looks like it's got a leprechaun or something on the front and a mushroom. Don't know why that is. A wallpaper dress. It's lost one of its tags. And it's rather elaborate. And here's one, I think I drew the little man on it. Mum made Helen a dungarees and shirt set. A dress with flowers. A very odd thing I drew. Here's the dress she came with. A lovely green dress. And again, obligatory long dress that all my dolls have got. Apart from Jimmy, he hasn't got one, of course. Ha ha. Trousers and jeans combination. And again, the obligatory ballet dress. And another outfit. The sun on them. So she's the first one. I'll just do the next two and then I will make another part another week because I think that's quite a lot for one afternoon. So I'll just do the last two in this part of the collection. So who is next, I wonder? Shall we have a little look? I've got to be careful with this because it's falling apart. Let's put Helen back in. The next one, Fiona Polly Harding. Quite where that combination came from, I don't know, but you could be called Fiona Polly, I suppose. She's another Twinkle doll, just in the basic underwear, but she does have her shoes on. So let us see what she's got clothes-wise. And again, because this is falling apart, this actual compartment, very difficult to get them out. I think some repair work is going to have to go on here. So yes, again, a dress. We've seen one of these dresses before. Mum must have wondered about having some of them matching. There's a yellow one. Here's one of her from the actual comic. Oops, and I've dropped one there. What's this one? That's a red pinafore dress and a white jumper. But this is the one I'm going to put on. This is a shorts outfit. I think I always imagined that she was in some kind of school sports day or something. And again, it's got some writing on and I don't know why. But that's her in a sports outfit. She's got a kilt and a top. An outfit that's got the letter F on, because obviously she's called Fiona. the obligatory ballet dress. Another one of the outfits that came with her, again it's another sporty one. This would be very useful for things like the Jubilee in 1977 because it's red, white and blue. One I've made for her, a yellow and blue combo. Another long dress, I think it's, well, it's very different, it's tiered. And there's her sort of running outfit. She's got another long dress. And then finally two more that I've made. Oh no, only one that I've made, that one. And this one that my mum has made for her. It's a pinafore dress again. And a blouse. So that's Fiona. And then we'll come on to the last one for this part. I'll just put Fiona back very carefully. You can see why they're all falling apart. Oh, and the next one we have, the final one for this afternoon, Rachel Julia Hill. And yeah, she's in one piece. Again, her neck had to be slightly repaired. She looks like another one that's ready to do sports day. She just needs her outfit on. Let's see if we can find what she's got in here. I'm afraid it's falling apart, this section. We have a dress I've made her with a little bow. Again, the obligatory long dress. A wallpaper dress, again that I would have done. I do not know what was going on in my mind when I designed that. I look at some of these things and think, actually, I could have been a fashion designer. So many other people were. I don't think I've got an actual original Twinkle costume in here. But here's one that she can look nice in. A skirt and a blouse with a collar that my mum has clearly made her. She looks alright in that. One here that my brother must have made. It's a bit of an interesting design. It seems to have got a cannon on it as well. I don't know if it's meant to be an Arsenal supporter or something. If that's the right one. Another nice, what you call Sunday afternoon dress. Oh, that's clearly for ballet practice. Another one for ballet practice. And the actual ballet dress. And then we have an outfit that you can go outside in the snow in. And this one, a winter coat and a pair of check trousers. Anyway, that is part one. I will be back in a few weeks with part two, where I will continue. There's possibly going to be part three. There are a lot of them. Let me know anyway what you think of this video and if it brings back any memories for you.